Hey guys, Shadowz here, welcome back to another Gears of War 4 video. Today this is going to be my Gnasher tutorial guide video covering a ton of tips and tricks with this weapon, sharing my knowledge to help you guys have a better understanding of how to use the Gnasher shotgun properly. With Gears of War being a cover-based shooter, the Gnasher shotgun excels in gameplay as it fits in perfectly with the design of the game being based on close combat and how the movement as well as cover works with the flow of gameplay, making the Gnasher shotgun one of the, if not most important weapons in multiplayer if you know how to use it correctly. Before we get started, make sure you have checked out my best sensitivity guide video. Sensitivity is very important, especially when using the Gnasher, as most of the time in gunfights you're going to be constantly on the move, being mobile, and having your sensitivity perfect for you will help you out, as you definitely rely on reflexes. Now firstly, if you didn't realise, Gears 4 does feature barrel shooting with bullets coming from the barrel of the gun instead of the centre of the screen compared to Gears Ultimate Edition, so the Gnasher does play differently between the two games, and just knowing this knowledge will definitely not leave you confused, especially if you have played a lot of Gears Ultimate Edition recently before this game. Going over some basic statistics for the Gnasher shotgun, it contains 8 bullets per magazine with a total ammo capacity of 48, a rate of fire being 60, doesn't feature a headshot damage multiplier, active reload is a 20% damage increase, then lastly the active cooldown is about 16 seconds. Success with the Gnasher shotgun all comes down to game knowledge of the weapon and understanding how to use it. The Gnasher can perform a variety of skill shots which are all used in different situations. Perfecting these skill shots will help you master the Gnasher shotgun, as well as just becoming a much better player overall. Starting off with the basic skill shots, then moving on to the more advanced skill shots. First up we have the hard aim. Hard aiming is best to be used when you want to make sure you are hitting your shots with accuracy, especially if the enemy players are weak or trying to run away. Hard aiming does slow down your movement speed, so it should be used mostly while you are in cover, so you're not an easy target for an unexpected enemy player approaching from behind. Next up we have the blind fire, which is a straightforward firing without aiming. Blind firing works best when you are in a close gunfight with an enemy player and you need all of the movement speed you can get to avoid fire from the enemy while also firing at them as well. Whenever a player gets too close to you, pretty much in your own personal space as a character, it's always best to blind fire, as you'll just be wasting time trying to aim. The final basic skill shot is the pop shot. Pop shotting allows you to have the accuracy of the hard aim but the mobility of blind firing. You'll most likely notice in near enough all situations in game, pop shotting is definitely the go-to skill shot, as it performs so well in many different situations. The pop shot is performed by briefly pressing the left trigger, then pressing the right trigger in quick succession. First up for the advanced skill shots, we have the reaction shot, which is the most hardcore difficult skill shot on the game. The reaction shot allows you to shoot in different directions while you are slipping out of cover. The timing for a reaction shot is what makes it so hard to perform, but if you do and can pull it off in game, it's a shot which all players, including myself and everybody else, are never expecting. The reaction shot is great to attempt while running away from an enemy player who may be chasing you. To perform the reaction shot, you will need to want to be roadie running towards an edge of cover, enter the cover and immediately cover slip while rotating your right analog stick and then firing in the direction you're looking. Next up we have the back A shot. This is a personal favourite of mine, as the back A allows you to blind fire or even pop shot around or over cover while maintaining as much mobility and protection as possible. The back A does take some time to master, but it's a very successful shot that usually delivers most of the time because it's being aggressive while also using cover, which means your enemies don't really have much of a target to hit you on, depending on how quick you can do it. To perform a back A, you fire from cover by pressing the right trigger, you exit cover by pulling back on the left analog stick, which adds momentum to your shot, then you re-enter cover by pressing A in very quick succession. The next skill shot is the up A. The up A allows you to earn kills on enemy players sitting in cover who don't expect you to push them, and should really only be used on enemies that are sitting in cover cluelessly or those who are already weak in their health already. The up A shot is a very risky shot though, as enemies with full health don't always get killed by it, and it usually just gets you killed easily for being so close to the enemy. To perform the up A, you need to roadie run towards the edge of cover, enter cover without stopping, cover slip and shoot by pulling the right trigger. The final skill shot we have is the slap shot, which is a skill shot that I personally only just recently learned and started using. The slap shot allows you to pop shot while remaining hidden in cover, which means you can pull off a very accuracy shot while also being free from taking any damage, as it happens so quickly and the momentum is so fast, only your character's head is exposed for a second or two. To perform the slap shot, you want to enter the edge of cover and begin aiming either over the top or to the side of cover, and immediately after your character starts to aim, you will want to move the left analog stick towards the edge or the top side of cover, depending on what you went with first, then firing the weapon, immediately returning and going back into cover. For this next section, I wanted to break down my own gameplay just to give you guys a bit more of an insight into my own gameplay and what I'm currently thinking and what's going through my mind. So this first guy gets way too close. A simple blind fire will easily finish him off because he has made that mistake of getting too close. This second guy, JD right here, I thought it was actually going to push me a lot quicker, so I just keep my distance, keep mobile, also keep accurate by using the pop shot. This guy falls onto my cover side, which is always my back A area, which will usually get me the kill. As you can see, you see that quite a lot. I actually do master the back A very well and use it very well in games, so whenever anybody is on the cover side, they usually do get back A'd from me personally. So I did go down there. Luckily I had my teammate to help me and revive me and get me back into the game, but as you can see, because of that, the COG team noticed as they tried to push us. We're in a 2v1 right now. I know the best thing that I can do is just keep my distance by pop shotting, keeping my accuracy up. I actually lured this guy into a back A so he falls into it perfectly. Then this next guy gets way too close, so a blind fire will easily kill him off for getting into my own personal space. So they keep spawning up here just due to where the ring is currently on the map. This guy again just rolls into my own personal space, so a blind fire will do the job once again. Whenever anybody in this game rolls towards you, don't waste time aiming, just go for a blind fire, because usually most of the time it will get you the kill. So as you can see, the opposite team right now have the hill, so I just simply pop shot away because there might be somebody trying to flank. As you can see, there is as well. This JD tried to flank me. Again, I just keep pop shotting him just to keep mobile, keep on the move. Another player falls into my back A trap by getting too close to the cover side, and I use cover to my advantage by making sure that he can't put any damage into me. This other player right now is actually pop shotting as well, keeping mobile. That other guy though had no idea what was going on. He went for the hard aim and I'm pop shotting, so I'm definitely going to get the kill right there. Moving on to this next clip, as you can see on Reclaimed, I quickly blind fire that guy because he is down already. These guys tried to flank me, so keeping on the move, keeping agile and accurate, I used a pop shot, and that guy gets way too close, so I finish him off with a blind fire. Moving on to the next clip, we're back on War Machine, baby. I do love this map. I know that guy was there already, so I go for a simple back A. I know I'm going to be confident with that. It's going to hit. I kill that second guy right there because he's literally just been mantled by my teammate. This guy jumps right over into the cover right in front of me, so I was going to go for a blind fire, but I just went for a pop shot just to make sure that I'm still firing with accuracy. This guy gets pop shotted as well, and again, there's another player just falls into my back A trap, getting too close to the cover side, where most of the time a back A will always get you the kill. So you just need to know what shots to use at certain times. Now that we've covered the skill shots of the Gnasher shotgun and breaking down my own gameplay with what's going through my mind while playing, I wanted to finish off this guide tutorial video with just a few general tips and tricks. First up, for tip number 1, let's talk about the cover system. Cover within a Gears of War game has never been so influential as it is in this game, Gears 4, compared to previous titles in the series. Cover can really help you out during a gunfight while using the Gnasher, as there are some crazy angles and skill shots you can actually hit while using the Gnasher shotgun to kill a lot of enemies and players who would never think you'd be able to pull it off or shoot them while from the position you're currently sitting. Remember, every single time you use cover during a gunfight while the enemy doesn't, you have a huge advantage because they only have a small target to hit you, where you have pretty much their whole character. Keeping to cover as much as possible will definitely help you out, as most players aren't smart enough to try and play with that gameplay style, which leads on to my next tip. For tip number 2, I have playing smart. As you play each game, every single situation, every single scenario you're put into, you should always be running everything you see and know through your mind into the back of your head to try and influence the decision you're about to make. If you see 3 players who have a power weapon like the drop shot or boom shot, don't go rushing in there with the Gnasher shotgun thinking you're going to be killing everybody, as usually most of the time it doesn't really happen. While the Gnasher is a devastating weapon, smart players will know when to use it and when not to. You need to remember there are other guns in this game to take advantage of based on the game at hand and what you're trying to accomplish as a player. When you are using the Gnasher shotgun, make sure to judge everything when it comes to the enemy player and think about what is the best way to approach them in a gunfight, making sure that I win it. A few examples are, if an enemy player is weak, then sure, try and chance the up A, but remember that if it's not successful for you, you've got to be ready to challenge the enemy player, as they will definitely try and challenge you. If an enemy player is pushing you while in cover, take advantage of it. Make sure that either a back A will try and kill him, but if not, you can also try just a pop shot while keeping in cover, just to make sure that you keep and save your health. Just play smart at all times using the Gnasher, as I see so many players online just make the huge mistakes of just playing so recklessly with the Gnasher, rushing in when they don't really need to, and then there's just me just punishing them every single time for doing so. So there you have it. That is my Gears of War 4 Gnasher in-depth tutorial guide video, sharing a bit of my knowledge with the weapon itself. And so hopefully this video has helped you out, a few of you guys out there. If it has, if it did, please be sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think. Give the video a thumbs up and share if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you aren't already. Thanks for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.